Hey, what's up, collectors? It's Miguel here from Toy Quest 101, and on this episode of That Geek Statue Show, we're going to go back to the future because we're going to be unboxing and reviewing the Iron Studios Marty and Doc with the DeLorean from the Back to the Future 3 movie, and that episode is going to start right now. Hey, welcome back, collectors. Miguel here as always, and welcome to another episode of That Geek Statue Show right here on Toy Quest 101. Now, like I mentioned before, guys, we're going to be unboxing and reviewing a complete full diorama set from our friends over at Iron Studios, and we're going to be unboxing and reviewing the Back to the Future 3 Marty and Doc and the DeLorean, and that's all happening on today's episode. Now, before we start, we want to remind you guys, please consider subscribing to Toy Quest 101 if you haven't already, and don't forget to hit that notifications bell so you don't miss any toy reviews, statue unboxings, or any celebrity guests that might pop up on our show. Now, guys, this is a 1990 Western film mixed with science fiction, and I'm super excited because it is a popular franchise. Back to the Future is amongst the favorites of movies out there. And again, it has some of the best actors like Michael J. Fox and of course Christopher Lloyd and that amazing time-traveling DeLorean that we all love. And we're going to get to see that adaptation of the Back to the Future 3 movie in these statues. So let's get right to it. Now, before we start unboxing it, check out the boxes, guys. It's your typical Iron Studios boxes, but it does come in two big boxes. And of course, you're going to have the DeLorean and the figures in one, and each figure and the DeLorean both have bases. So I cannot wait to check it out. So let's get to unboxing it. All right, guys, so we have Marty, we have Doc, and we have the DeLorean out of the box and on the table. So let's get started with Marty. All right, guys, here he is. Marty is on the turntable, and he looks fantastic. Now, one of my favorite parts of Back to the Future 3 was the fact that Marty called himself Clint Eastwood, and he's also dressed up like Clint Eastwood in the Fistful of Dollars movie, which I thought was pretty awesome. And you could tell that by the poncho that he's wearing. He's got that rustic poncho paying homage to Clint Eastwood and that movie, and it looks really good. The poncho's got good sculpt on it. It's done very, very well. You see it's kind of like movement. It shows some movement with the way they sculpted it, and kind of it's draping onto Marty himself. And the bottom here has some sort of mixed media here for the flares underneath the poncho, which I thought was really cool. The color applications look good as well. You're going to see the lining here that looks really good with some dark browns, some light browns, and you see some colors added too. You got the blues, the reds look really, really good. But they did an overall really good job with the entire sculpt of Marty. He looks good. The pants look good. You see some wrinkles here in the sculpt, which I thought was really good. The boots have some creases on it as well. Color applications look good. You're going to see his button-up long sleeve shirt underneath as well. That looks really good, and it's striped. I think that looks good. Moving on to the top here, you're going to see his blue handkerchief as well. And his pose looks really good, guys. He's ready to duel. He's ready to pull out his gun. So I thought that looked really good as well. Now, the portrait looks okay as well. It's not like completely accurate or fully spot on, but it does look like Michael J. Fox. So I think for a 1/10 scale figure, for a 9-inch figure, because this is 9 inches from the base to the top, they did a pretty good job. It gets the job done. And the hat looks really good too. The sculpting on the hat looks good. But overall, this just looks like he just jumped out of the movie himself, and he looks really, really good. I love the paint applications. I love his pose. The base looks good, guys. You got the DeLorean base here on the bottom that matches, you know, Doc and the DeLorean itself. And the ground of the top of the base looks like the ground that they're standing on, or the desert, right? It's full of dirt. You're going to see a lot of texture on it as well, but it looks really good. They got the job done, and you guys could get this separately. You don't have to get the full diorama like I did, but you can purchase him separately if you want, or him and Doc. But he looks really good, guys. So let's move on to the next one. We're going to take a closer look at Doc Brown. All right, guys, here he is. Dr. Emmett Brown is on the turntable, and I think he absolutely looks fantastic. This is one of my favorite pieces from the entire diorama because he does stand out. And what I love about it is that he is wielding his 1866 Winchester rifle called Yellow Boy, and it's modified with a scope custom made by himself, capable of shooting the fleas off a dog's back from 500 yards. And I think it looks fantastic. The sculpting on the rifle itself looks good. It's got its silver and gold, trim on it. It looks really, really, really good. And it's a really big rifle, as you can see. That's why it kind of stands out in front of the diorama. And Doc Brown is kind of just looking cool, right? With the rifle to his side, ready to threat Mad Dog. And of course, he has his trench coat here that looks really good. The sculpting on the trench coat looks good. It has some texture on it as well. And you're going to see some folds here and some trims here in the back of the actual trench coat, giving it some movement, which I absolutely love. His pants have some wrinkles in the sculpt. His shoes look really, really good. And I love the inside of his jacket because it does show the vest and the button-up shirt as well. And then we move up to the portrait. Now, this portrait for me looks a little bit better than it did for Marty. This looks a little bit more like Christopher Lloyd. But again, it's not super perfect for a 1/10 scale figure. It is not that bad. And the hat looks really good as well. But I absolutely love this. The base also really good. Again, a DeLorean base with a dirt top with the texture on it to, make sure that it looks like he's in the desert. But man, this looks fantastic. I absolutely love Doc Brown here, with his rifle in hand, and he's just ready to go. I absolutely love this piece. But now that we got Doc and Marty out of the way, let's get to the centerpiece of this diorama. Let's talk about the DeLorean. All right, guys, here he is, one of the most popular vehicles in pop culture and in movies. This is the DeLorean, the time-traveling DeLorean, and this is the one from Back to the Future 3, and this looks absolutely fantastic. The amount of details on this vehicle and the base and everything that you see here is crazy. This is why this entire set is so expensive. It's because of this piece right here, guys. Now this is about 22 inches long, guys, and when I'm telling you it is packed with details, it has so many things that you have to look at, because every time you take another glance at this vehicle, you just see more details that they put in either the components or inside or anything, you know, surrounding the base. It just looks really, really good. To begin with, guys, let's talk about the doors. Obviously, this couldn't be a DeLorean without the seagull wing doors here, right here, and they look really good. Both of them open, and as you can see here, we do have the hoverboard here as well, just laying inside of the seat for you guys to take a look at. That belongs to Marty, which I thought that was a cool added touch that they included that. If you go around the back, you see the Mr. Fusion home energy reactor as well, and it works, guys. You could open it and you could go ahead and close it and lock it back up. And of course, back to the inside, you're gonna see that flux capacitor in the back between the two seats as well. But this is full of details, and that was just a few. So let's try to break it down the best we can. Let's start with the base. Obviously, you got the DeLorean base, you got the matching dirt on the top that match Doc and Marty, and of course, you got the railroad tracks, which I thought was very important. And the color applications look good because it has some brown, some hints of bronze and stuff, but the way they colored this entire vehicle and the railroad tracks was to make it look dusty, and I think they did an amazing job spraying you know, the vehicle to make it look like it has dust all over it. I think it looks good. Not only the body, but the windshield as well. As you can see, the windshield looks like it's foggy and full of dirt. They did a fantastic job with everything that they did with this vehicle. Now, moving on to the DeLorean itself, you see here it does have the railroad wheels on it as well, which I thought was really important. And of course, you could take this off the base if you want to choose to display it without the base, but I absolutely love it on the base as well, because it does have the placard here in the front. And of course, you could buy this separately as well, aside from just buying the entire set. The hood looks really good. Look at all the components, the gadgets, everything here, all the wiring, the color applications, all the straps onto the hood. I mean, it just looks fantastic, guys. Take a look at that. Take a look at the front of the DeLorean, which looks really good. Obviously here you got the logo of the brand of the car here in the front grille, and you're gonna see all the different contraptions here in the front of the vehicle wrapping around the wheel well and on the bottom of the side of the car, heading to the back of the vehicle where you're gonna see that engine here, guys. Take a look at that, man. This looks amazing. The engine components look good. Like I said, the Mr. Fusion reactor, you can open it up. Look at all the different wiring components, all the different batteries and gizmos and gadgets. I mean, they did not spare no expense providing the details of this Back to the Future DeLorean from the third movie. It looks fantastic, guys. Look at the big thrusters here on the back of the engine. They look fantastic. Of course, you got that iconic license plate here in the back as well. But it looks absolutely amazing, guys. If you're a DeLorean fan, if you're a Back to the Future fan, this is definitely one to get for the collection, guys, because this is just amazing. Again, the size of this is a lot bigger than what I thought in person. And the way this looks, guys, looks a lot better in person as well. Pictures do not do this justice at all. You have to see it in front of you. This DeLorean really does a really good job for me as far as staying accurate to the movie and this whole entire diorama set. This is the best part of the set for sure. Now, taking a look back inside, guys, when you open up the doors, man, you're gonna see the seat belts here kind of hanging. You're gonna see that flux capacitor like on the back, like I said. And look at all the details inside of the dash, guys. The colors, all the computers, all the dials and stuff, the wiring, everything is there. You got the emergency brake, you got the steering wheel that looks really good. Just everything here is just amazing, guys, and it's very accurate. Like I said, the seats look really, really good. The way they did it looks like the upholstery looks really, really good, and all this is sculpted. It has, you know, plastic parts inside and stuff. But man, it looks amazing, guys. I mean, there's so many details and so many things that you could just miss just looking at once, that you have no choice to look at it a couple times just to really appreciate everything you see here. I mean, look at the door jambs here. This is so awesome, guys. This is so amazing. It just looks really, really good, guys. I really love this DeLorean. I think they did a fantastic job with this, guys. Let us know what you guys think in the comments below. I know, again, this one's a little pricey, but man, I really feel like this DeLorean is the reason why, because they did so much details to this and it looks so good, guys. I absolutely love the moving parts. I love the color applications. I love the way they made it look like there's dirt all over it. It's very accurate to the movie. I mean, it just looks absolutely fantastic. Let us know in the comments below what you guys think of the DeLorean, of Doc and Marty, of the entire diorama set. Is Back to the Future 3 your favorite Back to the Future movie? Let us know in the comments below. We're going to have all the links in the bio of the video for you guys, and of course our discount for you guys to go ahead and enjoy and buy this set on your own, guys. And remember, guys, always follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and of course, don't forget to subscribe to Toy Quest 101. We'll see you guys in another episode. Bye, guys.